Nitin Meghi has called in from Lucknow. Nitin, what's your query? How can we help you?
Good evening, Pannkaj. My question is about the service tax which is being charged developers on under construction property. Now, as per the direction of the Honorable Delhi High Court of 3rd June 2016, which states that no service tax could be charged on a construction contracts involving sale of land. That is because there is no machinery provision in the acts or the valuation rules for ascertaining the service element specifically. Now, the Honorable High Court has also directed that any such amount which is deposited service tax shall be refunded with an interest at the rate of 6% from the date of deposit till the date of refund. So my doubt is I have invested in a property which is about 5-6 years back I had invested. The builder, the developer was taking service tax in each installment. Now, firstly, applicable across the country, like it's a Delhi High Court decision. Can I use it in Uttarakhand or Uttar Pradesh? Secondly, how to go about it? Should I just write a letter to the developer stating the High Court ruling and ask him to refund the money? And in case the developer denies or refuses or shows resistance to return the money, what is the legal recourse available to me?
Nitin, let's come to the legal recourse. That's a long way away. In fact, I can see Pannkaj smiling. But before I bring Pannkaj in, let me bring our viewers up to speed. For those who don't know, Nitin is basically referring to a judgment of the Delhi High Court, which essentially questioned the way service tax is being calculated by the tax department for homes that you and I are buying. Basically, what the High Court had to say was the service over here that is being rendered is only in building the house. However, the service tax is being levied on the entire cost of the house, which includes cost of land and a lot of other things. Which is why basically the High Court was questioning the math behind the calculation of service tax and said that the methodology is wrong, so service tax should not be levied. However, now let me bring in Pannkaj. There is a big however over here. Should everybody actually follow that High Court order?
See, first of all, the law on service tax is evolving. This is a new concept since the last about 20 years that we have in our country, and it has evolved a lot over a period of time. As far as this issue is concerned, right now we have only a judgment from one High Court. I am sure the matter will be debated at various High Courts, and ultimately it will go to the Supreme Court. Maybe the government is already before the Supreme Court on this matter. I am not aware as to whether the appeal has already been filed with the Supreme Court. But once the final decision comes on this, then there will be a clarity. Until that time, since there is no other decision or there is no other adverse decision by any other High Court, and Delhi High Court is the only favourable decision, you can follow that decision. But you must be careful, and you must also take it with a pinch of salt that, supposing the Supreme Court rules against it and the decision is reversed, then you will have to pay the amount with interest.
Pannkaj, I wanted to ask you something in this regard. Would you advise that Nitin pay the service tax, because it is a huge amount that you end up paying, pay the service tax now and pay it under protest? Because this is something that I've been reading. Is that something that customers
there is
can
one more
away?
aspect to this, and that is that he is not paying it directly to the government. He is only paying it to the builder. So then again the choice is with the builder. What is he going to treat? Because he must be going to treat it for all the occupants of that building or all the people who have purchased the house from him. He can't have a separate treatment for one person and separate for another. So if that is the case, it will be basically the decision of the builder whether he wants to pay it, he doesn't want to pay it, or he wants to pay it under protest. But you can certainly, when you are paying it to the builder, you can say that, look, I am paying it under protest, and if the law is in my favour, and if it is finally decided that this is not payable, I will claim a refund from you.
Right.
It's only time will tell what will actually really happen.
Only time will tell, and also do remember that the High Court order, in its order, the High Court was very clear that if any changes have to be made, it has to be made through a legislative action. The court essentially cannot make any changes because obviously this is a policy decision, and this has to be decided by the Parliament. So you will have to actually wait for the government to take a decision on this, and the court cannot really take a decision in this matter. So it's a long time away, and like Pannkaj said, chances are it's already being challenged in the Supreme Court as we speak. Very quickly, Pannkaj, when you say that he can pay it under protest, what does that mean?
He just tells the builder that, look, I am paying it, but I am paying it under protest.
So you say that in
view of
writing.
in writing. And maybe the government is seized of this, so therefore in the coming GST law, this would already be taken care of, in whatever way the government has finally decided.
Right.
But this would be taken care of in the GST bill.
So essentially, lodge a pay the service tax, but pay it under protest, and ensure that you keep a copy of that letter that you're giving the developer with you as well, so that you have proof that you have paid the tax, but you paid it under protest.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.